is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking with you guys a little bit about our Mahindra 3510 tractor sitting right here behind me. A few months ago I made a video talking about 5 things I hate about this tractor, and there were some people down in the comments who wanted me to do a full review talking about the tractor and showing off a couple other of its features. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be going over all the specs a little bit more in depth, and I'm just going to kind of do a full review of it. We've had this tractor for about 8 years now. It's been a really good tractor for us, and we do really like it. I'd say it's pretty much the perfect size for what we need to do here. Of course, you know, you can always have a little bit more horsepower or a little bit bigger, be able to lift a little bit more in certain situations, but all in all, this tractor gets the job done for us here. We don't really have that much land here. We've only got 5 acres. It's not like we need something with a ton of horsepower. We don't bale hay or anything like that. So the big projects we use this tractor for would be brush hogging every once in a while, grinding corn, we pulled the disc with it before, and hauling manures. It has 34 horsepower. It has a lifting capacity of about 1,000 pounds. That's as much as you're pretty much going to be able to pick up without having any weight on the back. If you have some sort of weight on the back, you know, either the brush hog or we've got a couple other implements that can go back there for some weight, then you can lift a little bit more than that, but it is kind of pushing it. The tires do not have any liquid in them, so if the tires would have liquid in them, that would give us a lot more weight back there, obviously, and we'd be able to lift a little bit more, but the tires are not filled. We've talked about filling tires, but we just never have. So you're going to be able to lift about 1,000 pounds with this, maybe a little bit more, but that's about the max capacity of it. Coming back to the 3-point here, you can lift 2,800 pounds with it, and that is at the ends of the 3-point right here. So obviously if you were lifting out here on like an implement or something with a chain, then you're not going to be able to lift as much. But 2,800 pounds, that's measured right here. It has 28 horsepower at the PTO, and then we have one set of hydraulics right here. And the tractor has the shuttle shift engine in it, which for those who don't know, it's very easy to operate. You've got your clutch here, and you just step on this, then pull this lever forward. It goes forward after you let it on the clutch, and then you do the exact opposite for going backwards. And I do like the shuttle shift whenever you are mowing, or if you're going to be taking it down the road for a long distance or something like that. But we don't do a whole lot of that around here, and I think that for our little setup, it'd be better to have the hydrostatic transmission where you could just step on one pedal, go forward, step on another, and go backwards, just because we're always working in pretty tight quarters around here. And I think it'd be a little bit nicer, but this does work for us, and it gets by just fine. Obviously, you've got your ranges over here, low, medium, and high, and then on the other side, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got a max speed of about 20 miles an hour. At least that's what the little chart says over there. It is a 4-wheel drive tractor. That's what this is. Engage that, and this right here is your blinker, and you've got your horn and the lights, the headlights, things like that. I'm not really a big fan of the headlights on this tractor, but for most tractors that I've worked with anyways, the headlights have not been very good. They're not super bright. We don't use the tractor much in the dark at all, so it's really not a problem with us for us, but they are bright enough where it lights up enough stuff where you can tell what you're doing. So they do work, but they're not great. This tractor was manufactured from 2002 to 2009, so it is a little bit of, I guess, an older tractor. Not really compared to what we used to have. We used to have an old Ford tractor, and this was a big upgrade. We bought it off of a guy. He did not use it very much, and it has just over 500 hours on the tractor right now, which I think is really good. The guy that we bought it from only had about 200 on it. Coming up here to the front of the tractor, one major upgrade, and this is definitely the biggest thing that we've done with this tractor, is putting the quick hitch on the front of the tractor. Absolutely love it. Do not regret doing this upgrade at all. It is amazing to be able to switch implements super quick. Whenever we bought it, it did not have it on there, and we ran it like that for probably at least 4 or 5 years, I'd say. We always talked about converting it to a quick hitch, but we just never did it. Then finally one day my grandpa just decided to go and buy the stuff to do it. We bought these skid steer plates right here and had them welded onto our bucket. Then we just had to buy this part of it. So it was pretty easy to do. It did cost a little bit of money, but it was well worth it, I would say. Before we bought the quick hitch on the tractor, what we would do to move our hay is we just had a hay spear that would actually just bolt to the bucket. There's a hole right there, and then it would just kind of slide over this, and it got us by, but it was not very user-friendly at all. And the reason is because whenever you're lifting a big round bale like we have right over here, those are obviously pretty heavy, and the problem that we had with it is that whenever your hay spear would be on the bucket, the back of the hay spear was way out here on the end of the bucket, and it just put the bale much farther away from the center of the tractor, making it where the tractor really kind of struggled to keep the back tires on the ground. Now, since we have converted it to the quick hitch, we have a completely separate implement that goes on here, and now when we stab our bales, the bales are way back here, so it makes it where the tractor can handle the bales much easier. Then we also have a set of pallet forks that we use right there. Those were well worth getting. We weren't going to get them at first, but then after a little bit of looking, we kind of bought the plate, and then we're able to find some forks separately. Just kind of got everything mashed together, and it is awesome. We use the pallet forks probably more than any other implement, I'd say, on the farm here, and it's super easy to switch these. You can switch them in less than 30 seconds, I'd say, and it is very nice to be able to do that. I'd highly recommend anyone who does not have that feature to get it on a tractor, because it is awesome. A couple of things that I forgot to mention is that this tractor, like I said, was manufactured from 2002 to 2009 in South Korea by TYM, so that is who manufactured the tractor. I thought a couple people might want to know that, and that is where this model was manufactured. Here's a little bit of a look underneath the hood. Everything in here is pretty compact. It's got a little bitty engine in it. Sits down in there real nice. Everything's pretty open and easy to get to. As you saw, I just took that side panel off very easily. You don't need any tools or anything. It just kind of snaps in there and you can pull it out. It makes it where you can get around in there very nicely. This has the 1.6 liter diesel engine in it, and we have not had any problems with the engine or anything like that. We really have not had any problems with the tractor at all, other than, you know, a couple minor things. I think one time we had a fuel line that ended up busting. We had to get it replaced, and just some other small things like that. We are having one problem right now with it, and that is that these two cylinders up here are leaking off, bleeding off whenever you are carrying any sort of load on the front end. And obviously that's a problem, because whenever you are hauling anything, you constantly have to be adjusting your lever up there to keep the bucket from dumping. So we have this tractor scheduled to go into a shop here in a couple of days. They're going to get these cylinders rebuilt. We think the seals are just going bad in them, and then we're going to get the filters and the oil and everything changed on the tractor, because it is time to get all of that stuff done as well. So we really just haven't had many problems with it. It seems like it'd be really easy to work on. I don't know a lot about engines or anything like that, but everything seems to be as open as it could be whenever you're working on engines and things like that. So I think that is going to wrap this video up, guys. I hope that kind of answered a couple of questions. I know I got a little bit of heat from some people about the video I made a few months ago, but it is what it is. That's part of making videos, I guess. I wasn't hating on the tractor. I was just showing some things that I would do differently if I could go buy the perfect tractor, I guess I would say. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. Make sure you go check that video out. It'll be linked below. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, leave them down below, and have a great day.